The Proud Boys are a kind of far-right street gang that have been kind of taking the streets all around the country, having these kind of Trumpist events that are really focused on demonizing immigrants, propping up traditional gender roles, and basically victimizing anyone that comes out and protests them. And they've been coming to Portland almost monthly for the last 3 years to stage these kind of vague political events where they end up staging really brutal gang-style attacks on counter-protesters. And so this time they were coming out to try and bang the drum that Antifa are domestic terrorists, even though Antifa is responsible for killing no one, and the far right is responsible for killing over 300 people in the last 2 years. And so they brought out about 200, maybe 300 people in basically what amounted to a flash protest. They were out for about 30, 45 minutes and then ran out of town. On the other side, about 1,000 counter-demonstrators built a really large coalition of groups, including labor coalitions, the NAACP, anti-fascist groups, and they had a big, large event in the park. And so this was able to kind of bridge a lot of people in the community, bring a lot of people out, and completely outnumber the Proud Boys and really shift the dynamic for the day.
And talk about also Patriot Prayer.
Yeah, Patriot Prayer is a far-right group that's kind of from Portland, or at least the Portland area. And they've been staging kind of right-wing protests for the last few years. They usually bring on a large amount of counter-demonstrators because they've played really friendly with white nationalist groups like Identity Europa and Traditionalist Workers' Party, and then basically getting security from the Proud Boys. And so this started as kind of pro-Trump rallies with a really deep anti-immigrant rhetoric, with transphobic rhetoric, with all kinds of kind of bigoted speeches, and it's turned into a much more militant, kind of almost militia-styled organization where they are coming out, looking for counter-protesters and trying to basically find clashes wherever they can and victimize people on the street. And this has been responsible for dozens of acts of violence around the city, really serious injuries for counter-protesters, and lots of kind of targeted acts outside of protest realms. So people have been very wary about Patriot Prayer, including one of their attendees murdered 2 people in an Islamophobic attack on a Portland train 2 years ago. So this has been a long string of violence from both Patriot Prayer and the Proud Boys that has basically laid siege on the city.